Alright, welcome. So I'm going to be doing a Deep Rock Galactic beginner guide today, kind of like a tour. So if you're brand new, this might be really helpful. If you've played a little bit, this may or may not be, but who knows, maybe I'll point something out that you haven't seen yet. So whenever I play with new players, like brand new, right? Like they just did the tutorial, haven't seen anything, they don't know hardly anything about the game, and they want to play, I typically do like a little tour. So I'm just going to go ahead and do one of those for you guys. So first things first, when you enter a game, assuming that you've done the tutorial, I think that takes roughly 15-20 minutes. I think they have you play as the gunner. You're going to end up here, and going forward, this is where you're always going to spawn in. One of these kind of little, I don't know, interlock chamber things. So right away, there's actually a couple things in here. Um, this is like your mission statistic board. Um, It's got your stats. If you guys are really into that stuff, you can see like everything that you've ever done, right? That's pretty cool. You can see unlocked things, how many beverages you've consumed. You can check out your minerals, enemies killed, how far you've traveled. I mean, that's pretty cool. And then they divvy all this up based on the class, that you play as. So clearly, I like the scout. All that fun stuff is here. Milestones. This is like, basically you just need to play the game. So because I've done so many, there's not really a lot here to see. But when you're brand new, this screen is going to be loaded with all these little rectangles here, and it's going to be like, complete these missions, collect this, do that, all sorts of stuff. And you get points, right? You get something called perk points and perks, right? They're over here. I have a video on this that I talk about more in. But these are kind of like passive abilities and active abilities that you get. And when you're brand new, I think you get one or two of these passive abilities, kind of like in this reddish color, and you get one active, and you can unlock, I think you get one and one actually. Yeah, I'm going to say one and one. You get one active and you get one passive, and as you unlock this tree, you get those milestones, right? Basically just by playing the game. Like if I just go over one, it says complete 2 industrial sabotage missions, complete 5 low oxygen warnings, collect 25 accessories. You just do this, right? And there's going to be a ton of them when you're new. And you'll end up getting points. And, as long as you get 3 points in this first tier, you'll then unlock the second tier. And if you fill out another 3, you get into here. And then you got to do 4, right? It's like these arrows kind of tell you where to go. One thing to note, right? If you remember any of this stuff, there's a lot of information I'm going to throw at you. If you remember anything, this is the sneaky one. You actually have to get this to unlock additional perk slots. So just remember, when you get to this, 1, 2, 3, the 4th tier here, look for that star. Try to remember the star and the perks. Perks, star. You're going to want that. It's going to allow you to use more perk abilities. And you might be wondering, like, well, what do they do? Some like this is an active one. It makes you heal faster, basically, or res someone faster. This is going to make you do less damage passively to your friends. There's a whole bunch here that I could go over, but I literally have a perks guide. So please, check out the channel if you want to look at that. I will warn you though, it's one of my first videos, and the volume was super low. But oops, the star all the way at the end here. You're gonna want that. Okay. So you got stats, you got milestones, and you got perks. What's this? There's a couple ways that you can actually select your character, and this is one of them. What's cool about this screen is it actually gives you like a little blurb about the classes. So if you're brand new and you're watching this and you're like, well, what do I play? Like it made me play the gunner at first, but you can now switch to anything that you want. I also have a class guide if you want to check that out as well. It's a long ramble, but I kind of just give like a general idea of what each class does. I'm not going to really talk about it here too much. I'm just going to try to do this very quickly. This scout is kind of like the more mobile character. He does a lot of single target damage, and I think his claim to fame is that he has something called a flare gun. So everyone gets flares, but he can actually shoot flares into the wall, and they illuminate a lot larger and they last longer. So single target, high mobility, provides the light. Then you have the gunner. He is pretty much what his name implies. He is the heavy guns. He doles out the damage. He can do the AOE. His kind of claim to fame, if you want to call it that, is he kills bugs, right? That's his job. He kills bugs. So if you really like killing bugs, he also does a shield, which is super cool. And he can do something called zip lines, just like in real life, right? We all know it's zip line. It's going to allow teammates to get across, hard areas to get over. So zip lines are cool. Got the engineer. Engineer is awesome. He does turrets. He's got a shotgun. He has a couple of guns. Every character gets 3 primaries, and soon, very soon, they're all going to get 3 secondaries as well. Right now there's just 2, but that's coming very soon. And his other thing that he does that's pretty cool is he has the platform gun. So hard to reach areas, high up resources, you name it. The platform gun literally creates platforms, right? Mario would love the engineer. He could be jumping all over the place with this. Engineer's great. And then last is the driller. Yeah, he's called the driller because he's got some big old drills. Everyone gets a pickaxe, and they can technically manipulate the terrain with that, and they can get through walls and whatnot. But no one beats the speed of the driller. Look at that video now, right? Look at him bore into the wall. It's incredible. In my opinion, he's like the natural leader. He's got that flamethrower there that you can see in the picture. He's got one that's just like it, but it shoots like ice. And he's got one that shoots like sludge, and he's got C4. This guy's got a lot of tools in his kit. He's really fun. All of them are amazing. If you're brand new, I typically recommend one of these 2. Scout gets around the most easily, so if you're kind of having trouble getting around, or you think you might have trouble getting around, this might be a good place to start. I also think it's the most popular class. It's the one I like the most. I think it's the most fun. But they're all amazing. And then this guy, maybe if you want a little more oomph, you want to guarantee that those bugs aren't going to give you any trouble when you're trying to learn the game, I think the gunner is an excellent choice. But, there are different levels of difficulty in this game, and you could choose, what difficulty you're trying to do. And honestly, none of them are too hard for a new player. So if you're thinking oh, turrets, that sounds like me, I want to do that. Yeah, do it. Yeah, rip it up, man. Go for it. Turrets are great. There's nothing saying that no one can play this class. It's not like step 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's you could choose anything that you want. So, anyways, refer to my class guide if you want some more information. And then, additionally, I have individual build guides that I think are very beginner friendly, very easy to use, and I have proven that they work on the hardest difficulty in the game. There may be more optimal builds. I'm sure that there are more optimal builds. If you want the best of the best, maybe my builds won't be top tier, min-maxer level, but if you want to do the highest level stuff, you can absolutely use my builds, and I have video proof to show that. So please check out either the class guide or the individual class guides. A lot of information there to help you out, help you get started. Okay, so I've talked about how you can switch your classes here. So if I just want to switch to engineer, now you can see at the top left corner, now it says engineer. I can do it again, and look, now I'm the gunner, right? So you can definitely switch them here. Pretty cool. We're doing over that board. All right, so look at all this. Oh my goodness, man! When you're brand new, it's this can be a lot to absorb, right? It's just what is all this? What is going on? Oh my goodness. Where do we begin? Let's just try to do the bread and butter stuff. You're new, and you're just man, I just want to play. I'm not really. All right, I hear you. I'm with you. This is the mission selector, right? Come up to here. Whatever the default key is for you to open it. If you're playing PC, it's E. If you're PlayStation, I'm sorry, I don't know. But if you just walk up to it, see how it kind of prompt me? Open map, press E. So whatever your button is. And this is where you select all the different missions. So I'm just going to kind of go over just a little bit. I also have a missions guide if you're wanting some more in-depth. I'm really good at rambling. So if you like to pull up a chair and come to class, I have a lot of those kind of videos. So I'm just going to try to touch on them real quick. But you have a refinery mission. You literally suck up oil, and there's these pipes that you have to make, and you can grind on them, and it's really fun. So it's got a little Tony Hawk kind of aspect to it. and then the bugs attack them, and you eventually have to repair them so that you get the remaining oil. So that's really cool. This is called Extraction, an extraction mission. Um, in here, you're looking for, they call them A-quarks, right? You can kind of see at the top right, it says collect 7 A-quarks. I hope that's how it's pronounced. But they're just like big stones, right? Big, you could pretend like they're, well, I guess they're like valuable stones or rocks or minerals, and you just need to collect them. And it has like a kind of like a central hub within the mission that you bring them to. This is a mining mission, mining expedition. It's pretty much what you think it is. You need to collect minerals. In this case, you're collecting something called morkite, and it's kind of like this bluish, maybe slightly green, tealish color. It's kind of in the picture there, right next to the 200. That's more or less what the color is. And you just need to collect 200 of that, right? So it's where you use your pickaxe. If you're playing on PC, the default's right-click, and yeah, you just collect a bunch of that. Then there's egg missions. Kind of like this one, right? You're looking, instead of looking for a nice big blue shiny rock, you're looking for eggs, and they can be up high and down low, and like all these different locations. But that's really the goal. So you're looking for eggs in this one, and the egg mission. You're looking for minerals in the mineral mission. You're looking to connect pipes, right, to extract oil or gas or whatever you want to call it. Liquid morkite, I think that's what they call it. And then extraction is just kind of like egg missions. You're looking for big shiny stones. So, oops, not yet. Let's go back to this. Is there anyone that I missed? This is an escort. You actually follow like a big vehicle. It's called a drill dozer, right? It's got a big drill in the front, and people can ride it. It goes a little slow, and as I've more recently learned, even though all the hours that I've played this, the more people you have on it, the faster it goes. It's like it's what's really cool about this one is that it kind of makes everyone come together, because as the drill is moving, right, hordes of bugs are gonna try to stop you, and at some point it'll stop, and you have to refuel it, and then it's gonna reach like this big lava thing, and you kind of go through, like, I don't want to call it like a boss fight, but it's like a series of stages that you have to complete, where it's like there's bugs, and then there's like these molten rocks in the air that you got to shoot down, and there's bugs again, and then there's like these pillars that come up. Man, I really like this mission. It's so fun. Okay, so we did those, we did these. I think that's all the same. Okay, I think I have 3 more to talk about. I think they're all here. So this is called Elimination. Elimination is, I call these boss fights. They say kill 2 dreadnoughts. See, like over there to the right? I know it's like some flashy on the screen there. But yeah, you just have to kill 2 dreadnoughts. And dreadnoughts are bosses. At least that's how I think of them. They have break bars. I don't know if you've played like Guild Wars 2 or any games like this where, you kind of have to chip away at one bar to then expose their health. So it's like that. You try to run behind them and shoot them. Like their rear is actually their weak point. So that's what this is. You're basically hunting bosses. So if you like down and you like getting them boss kills, this might be your favorite mission type. It's a lot of fun, no doubt. This is called Industrial Sabotage. This is actually a seasonal mission. So if you're brand new, seasons are like, well, what is that? Seasons were introduced more recently, and they kind of add like an extra layer of stuff that you can do. So they have this mission type, and in this, there's like this core thing that you're basically trying to open up. So you have to go into like 2 different rooms and connect some things. You know what's cool though? So like, I feel like I'm going to explain so much, and there's like a lot of detail to cover. This community is wicked awesome. I don't know what game you might be coming from, or like what you're trying to do, or yeah. The clean slate. This community is awesome. The people here are super cool. The people here are super helpful. They typically call new players greenbeards, and there's nothing wrong with being a greenbeard. I love playing with greenbeards. For me, it's an opportunity to re-experience the game with fresh eyes. It's really cool. I love making these guide videos and these beginner tips and all this kind of stuff. So if you're playing a mission, any one of these, and you don't know what you're doing, just ask. And well, I can't assure you, but I'm pretty sure someone will very politely and nicely say, like, oh, you do this, you do that. So So yeah, this is actually a seasonal thing. And when season 2 comes, this may not be the same anymore. That's actually something that I'm not quite sure of. This may change. So what's the last one? What didn't? Here it is. Salvage missions, right? Oh, salvage missions are really cool too. I like all the missions personally. I think they're all fun. But salvage mission, you start off and you look for. It's like this icon, kind of looks like a little like trash can slash robot. Well, that's exactly what it is. It is kind of like a trash can and a robot. When you land, or when you start the mission, you're actually looking for 2 of these, but well, in this one they're asking for 2. There might be more sometimes, but usually it's 2. You need to find like their legs and repair them basically. So they're kind of scattered throughout the map. But what's cool is you can actually, if you find one of these guys, and you will, they're very obvious. They have like this big green thing, like this aura or sphere. You can actually come up to them and like scan for other legs, and then if you open up your map, you'll see, you'll see the locations, like no problem. So once you find the legs and you repair them, eventually like you call all of the mules back to the drop pod, and then you do like a series of like defense type things where like waves of bugs come at you. It's super cool. So I think that just about wraps that part up. So again, I have a missions guide, if you want to take a look at that, where I ramble on much more than I did here. Just some other things to note. I'm sure you're like what's all this flashy? These little red icons here, like this O2, right? This a little piece of fire or something like this. These are called warnings, and they're basically like modifiers to the mission. So in this one, right, they're going to make low oxygen as a modifier and exploder infestation. And there's a lot of these to talk about. So I'll just talk about these here since they're right in front of our face. So low oxygen, normally you can run around anywhere on the map and breathe. You don't have to worry about it. But on low oxygen missions, you actually need to regularly go back to either something called Molly, which is like one of these mules that will follow you on most mission types. Molly always, and that's kind of like that's the community name for it, and I think even the characters in the game will refer to this thing as Molly, but it's really a quote mule. It's basically like this robot that follows you around that you dump all the minerals into. Yeah, that's what it is. But on low oxygen missions, you have to be near it to breathe, right? Like you basically fill up like an oxygen meter, and then I guess you could pretend like he has to hold his breath, but you can only go so long without being near the mule before you have to like refill your oxygen again. You can also call down resupplies. So like the things that give you ammo also have oxygen, and I think if you're doing that escort mission with the drill dozer, the drill has oxygen as well. And there might be some other things, like I think the drop pods have oxygen. I think I called it. I think that's it. And then exploder infestation. There is a monster or bug in this game. They're like red and kind of lava-y looking, and they explode. And exploder infestation basically means there's going to be a lot of those coming at you while you're doing this mission. So what's the point of that though? If you like the challenge, and if you so in addition to the challenge, there's reward, right? There's more EXP, so you get you bonus. So that's pretty cool. And then you might have noticed this yellow one. What's this yellow one? Yeah, I don't know what the cool name for this is. I'm sure everything has a name in this game, but this is like the warnings. It's like the opposite though. These are like good things. Golden bugs. So when bugs die, they're gonna drop, I think, at least 1 piece of gold. So it's a good way to make some cash if you see these, right? Because you're gonna need gold, and gold becomes credits when you're back on the main ship here, so that you can buy upgrades and cosmetics. Alright, and then the server list. I've talked a lot about this already. Again, this is going to be in the missions guide. If you're not trying to create a game, like let's just say I wanted to do this mission, I could do join, I could host public, I could host friends only, or I could do solo. Let's just pretend that I'm going to do solo. And you can choose your difficulty here. If you're brand new, I do recommend doing hazards 1 or 2 when you're brand new. If this ends up being ridiculously easy for you, then yeah, on your next mission, just pump it up. If you're new, I don't really recommend going above a 3 for a little while. Um, Technically, you're allowed to do 4s, and it's going to be, you have to promote, I think, at least once until you can do a hazard 5. So you can't do hazard 5 right out the gate. But is there more? No. Um, there's there's a whole modding scene in this game as well, and I think they jack up the difficulties in the modding scene. Although I think hazard 5 is plenty hard. Um, but yeah, if you're new, I kind of think like brand new, you haven't ever played the game. Try a 1 or a 2, maybe a couple of those games, see how you feel, and then I think 3 is probably where you should be. I don't know if anyone's ever played Skyrim. I think we've heard of that. The default setting for difficulty in Skyrim, I believe, is Adept, right? And in my opinion, this is me, to me, Hazard 3 is the Adept of this game. So if you're new, that that can be challenging, and you can get killed and have some struggles, but you will, in time, think a Hazard 3 is really not a big deal, and that's when you're going to want to start cranking it up. Or, I still like doing 3s. I've got 500 plus hours into this game. I still like doing 3s. That's where the green beards are at. That's where I can help people learn the game, So 3s are good. I think 4s is my sweet spot. I love me some 4s. It's not as easy as a 3, but it's not as punishing as a 5. It's like that, right in the middle. And 5 is you want to build your way up to a 5, and I think I'm actually going to release a video about how to work your way up to this. But yeah, so if you're brand new, try a 1 or a 2, and then try staying with some 3s for a while. But yeah, so let's say that I wanted to do a 3, so I confirm the mission, and see that thing opens up. You would literally just walk up this and go inside, and then it'll start. Yeah, so pretty cool, just like that. Now, if you're not trying to make your own games, maybe you want to join other people's games, go to the server list, and right here, right, all the games that other people are hosting, you can join them, and you can sort them by time, by hazard, complexity, length, team. This is something that I want to touch on too. Like, if it's like, see, like they have a gunner in this game, they have an engineer in this game, and they have a driller. But what don't they have? They don't have one of these scouts. They don't have one of these blue ones. I think it's a good idea to fill in things that they're missing. But at the same time, if you're brand new, I wouldn't just play all 4 willy-nilly. This is just my personal strategy. If you're new, play one character until you promote them. And I'll talk about that in a second. And I also have a promote guide. But yeah, this is where you select, if you want to jump into other people's games, and then you can, they call these filters. I'm actually a GIS specialist for my career. Ooh. And we would maybe call these queries, but filter is basically the same difference. You can make it close, right? So if I'm East Coast in the United States, it'll probably stick to that general area, and then medium would go a little further, right? I think anything past medium, you're going to start getting some significant lag. Even in medium, I can see some connectivity issues. So I think medium is about as far as you should probably go. But that's just me. Maybe you have a better connection. Maybe you're in a better part of the world. I have no idea. Open. And then this is where you can pick the hazard levels. So if you're new, I would be setting these, right? 2s and 3s. And let me just... Right? There's people doing 2s, man. They got some games going. Look at that. Look at all the 2s. So there's plenty of new players, plenty of fresh players trying to learn the game. And I think a 2 is a great setting for that. And then you got plenty of people playing 3s. Look at that. A lot of 3s, man. A lot of 3s. If 3 isn't the most popular, maybe 4 is. But I think 3s is probably... That's your bread and butter. That's the go-to. 3s are great. And if you want to do mods, you can get into that. But here you are. Alright, so I've talked a lot about that on this tour. I was supposed to only go over it quickly. But I can never do anything quickly. I always have to ramble. Okay, so basically, just to recap. You spawned in after doing the tutorial. You got your stat board, you got your computer where you can switch your classes. Now you know you can come up to this thing, select your missions, either by the server list or doing it this way and starting your own map. and walking into there, right? Pretty cool. So what's this? The assignment board. If you've played MMOs or RPG games, the assignments are quests. Yep, that's it. Assignments are quests. So this is your quest board. You come up here, and when you're new, you're going to have a bunch of them over here on the left. I don't think you'll have these until you promote. Maybe I'm wrong on that. It's been a while since I've been brand new. I've been brand new since October of 2020. But yeah, you're going to have a lot of assignments here, and there should be like beginner assignments, and they will not be grayed out. You'll be able to select them. So like I can select these, and they're all nicely lit. You'll have some of those here, and I recommend doing those. So just to give you an idea, like what would that look like, or how does that work? So I have no active assignments selected right now. Well, once you start getting into the weeklies, you just hit Start Assignment, and now it displays up here. You can only have one active at a time. So unlike World of Warcraft or any of these other games where you get like 1,000 quests or whatever, nope, you can only work on one at a time. Not a big deal. And what are these? What are these quests? What are these assignments? You say? They're just missions. They're just doing missions. So like, remember this little mule thing that we talked about? Yeah, right here. Oh, look at that. See that diamond thing? That little flashy? That's letting you know that's where your assignment's at, right? So you could actually do this, confirm mission, and you see the diamond at the bottom there, kind of flashing on that icon right next to the word sharp. Yeah, it's letting you know that you've just accepted a mission for your assignment. So you can run up into the drop pod. Alternatively, you could use the server list. Look at that. Got two friends right there. I could join that right now, and that's gonna help me get my mission done. I could do this one as well. So you look for that diamond, right? Look, they're all over the place. So it's real easy. The way that they designed this game is incredible. I love this game, and it's so cool how like everyone can get like the same missions and stuff. Man, I could go on and on about how much I love this game. It's so great. So there you go. So I definitely recommend doing all your beginner assignments, get those missions done. You're going to get rewards, you're going to get resources, all sorts of fun stuff. You're going to get assignments that unlock new guns. Like I think you get your first one at 10, then at 15, then at 20. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So definitely come up to the assignment board and get some missions done. Alright, so talked about where you spawn in, talked about the mission board, talked about the assignment board. Let's talk about, what's this? What is this? This terminal right here is it's gonna be the thing that allows you to modify all your guns. Look at all your characters. I was telling you how you could switch characters in that in that first area you spawn into. Well, you can also do it here. So I could switch the driller, switch the engineer, switch the gunner. But you don't have to switch. I can work on the driller's stuff, right? Like you see all these are mods to guns. They change, they alter the way that the guns work. So you can technically unlock them all, and then you can have one active. Like maybe tonight, I'm thinking that I want larger magazine size. That's just what I'm feeling. Or tonight I want charge up speed. Or I saw a guide that said like this is really good, so I'll switch to that. When you're new, brand new, this is who I'm gearing this towards. When you're brand new, I would not sweat going crazy, or like I wouldn't get sweaty looking at these. I wouldn't be like, well, is this wrong, or is this? There's gonna be people, and there's gonna be people with some good arguments too as to why this one is better than this one, or why this one is better than this one. There's gonna be lots of that. I have build guides that, while not 100% optimally perfect, I think are great and have worked for me on all difficulties. So, if you're not really sure what to do, and you feel like you don't want to make a mistake, you feel like you don't want to, resources are precious, maybe you only have so much time to play in a week, and you're just trying to do something that works, follow my build guides. I think they are great for new players. But if you're a little more adventurous, you like to just feel your way through it, yeah, I would just say try to choose one in each tier though, because they are expensive. So here's two that I've never unlocked. Look at that, 4,008. Oh my goodness, that's expensive. And you might be like, Nagy, you have so much money. Well, Nagy has played a lot. Yeah, I played a ton. Um, and I played a ton since like 2020, right? So I mean, years, or at least a year and some. So that you'll get here. You will absolutely get here, and you'll have more resources than you know what to do with. But in the very beginning, it's tight. So, yeah, this is where you pick out your gun mods, and you will unlock them. So, like, you might get this one at your level, when you hit level 4. This might be like level 6 or 8, 12 or, you'll get them as you, kind of like an RPG game, right? Like, you level up and you get access to more cool stuff. So you can upgrade your primary gun, you can upgrade your secondary gun. One last thing that I will say about the guns, because I kind of just didn't even mention it. The last mod, the last upgrade, nope, not this one, I'm talking about this. These are called overclocks. Man, what can you compare this to? Because they're all kind of like talents or skill points in like other kind of RPG, MMO type games, or I think Call of Duty has some sort of perks or something like this. This last one though, the overclocks, these nice colored borders here, these really change the way your gun plays. These are significant. Like, people will argue like what's best here, but I think if you're really trying to, these are difference makers, right? These can drastically, in some cases, change the way your weapon works, and you're gonna unlock these a little bit later when you're playing. When you're first new, you don't have access to these. You need to do something called promoting. You need to promote at least once. I guess that's kind of like a Call of Duty thing, right? You got to promote at least once, and then you have to get these through various activities. So they're not just handed to you, unfortunately, and they can take a long time to collect if you're trying to get them all. But for the most part, they're all pretty decent. So like if you got this one as your first one, like that's gonna be fine. I like this the most. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into like all that, but there you go. You level up, you unlock these mods, and eventually, after you promote, you can start finding overclocks. Okay, so then you got your pickaxe. You can even upgrade your pickaxe, dude. Look at that! Isn't that wild? Your pickaxe can do a pickaxe attack. I believe that's what it's called. It's like you do the left and right click at the same time if you're on PC, and like you just like this big hit, and you can only do it every 30 seconds. So something like this will make it every 20 seconds. So yeah, that's cool. Your flares there, everyone gets just like some kind of generic flares. And everyone gets like it's like everything with the exception of the armor, right? Everyone gets armor. But these next three are going to be unique to each. So like the driller gets charges, drills, axes. Kind of talked about this already a little bit. Turrets, platform. This would be like the grenade slot. So the other guy gets like tomahawks that you throw. This guy gets like little holograms that taunt enemies. Basically, yoo-hoo, attack me. It's kind of neat, but you get choices though. Like you can choose other things. This guy gets a shield. He gets the zips, and yeah, he gets some heavy-duty grenades right there. The old cluster grenade. And Scout, my boy, gets the flare gun, grappling hook. Oh my goodness, the grappling hook. This is what makes the game for me. And a little frost grenade. They call it a cryo grenade. But yeah, I call them frosties. Make things cold. And then you got your armor, and like even your armor can be upgraded, right? You can do all this fun stuff. So definitely experiment. But if you know what to do, check out my build guides. All right. So last thing, didn't even talk about these. So when you're new, I think right, I think you'll only be able to choose 2. When you're new, you know what? When you're new, you can't go wrong. Right, you're probably playing hazard level 1s, hazard level 2s, or hazard level 3s. That's where I think you should probably be playing. And there is a lot of wiggle room. There's a lot of learning room, especially if you go with a 1 or a 2. So I think you should experiment and try to do what's best for you. again, I have a build guide, and this is what I recommend. This is what I like. Is this necessarily most optimal? These three might. These two probably not. But I stand by these. If you listen to my other guides, you'll hear me argue a whole storm about why these are good. So there you go, man. This is where you upgrade your guns and all that fun stuff right here. That's where you do it. So I'm going to recap one more time. I know, I'm crazy. I'm rambling so much. I want you to retain. You spawn in stat board, character select, mission select. You got your assignment / quest board, and now you have your where do I upgrade my stuff terminal. Right here. This is your equipment terminal. It's where you upgrade your equipment. Alright. There's so much to go over, guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what's this? This board has some cool information on it. That's really all I could say. It's got some cool stuff on it. Sometimes it's just like neat little fun things that come up. There is like an official Discord for Deep Rock Galactic that you can actually join through this. I mean, it's not the only way to get into their Discord, but like there will be just keep checking this, right? There'll be a prompt to join the Discord through here. There will also be, on occasion, they technically have guilds in this game, and it's not like other MMOs where it's like this. No, it's not that at all. It's more like you click a couple of things, and you join, like, I don't know, the Miners Guild, and as long as you're in it, like once every month, you're gonna get free resources just because you're in it, and that's all it is, man. You do not have to like Google like what's the best guild. No, seriously. And it's not even like one of those things like, well, what's most fun for you is the best. No, nope, it's not even like that either. It's like there is no optimal anything. You just choose, like one's yellow, one's green, and I forget what the third one is, red or something like this. You just choose whatever name you think sounds cool, and you get free resources every once in a while. So yeah, check that out. What is this? What? Pickaxe customization. All cosmetic, baby. This is all cosmetic. There is no upgrade that you can choose here that is better than the other. It's all cosmetic. So hopefully I made that clear. It's the third or fourth time. All cosmetic. But yeah, you can change the way your axe looks, right? Add a little flair to it. As you play, you'll unlock this. Maybe you think that's cool. Pretty neat. Oh, what's all that? Oh my goodness. So fun. So yeah, you can customize your axe. Right there. Alright. So we got those two down. We got this. If you're playing some solo, playing a little by yourself, you're gonna get a little robot buddy. His name is Bosco. Bosco will follow you around. He's got his own mods that you can choose from, right? Pretty sweet. I think when you're brand new, you know, sometimes you just want to go at your own pace. So you want to do some solos, or maybe you're experienced and you just want to go at your own pace, so you do some solos. But yeah, you're gonna get a little robot friend. Kind of looks like this, right? And yeah, he's gonna follow you around. He's gonna shoot for you. He basically has unlimited like regular ammo. I think he does. I don't know. I think basically, I think he does. He can shoot rockets. He can mine for you. He can shine light on stuff. He is the perfect little buddy. So this is where you go to upgrade Bosco. That's what they call him. He's your little flying drone guy. He cannot be killed, and he can res you if you die. I think up to 2 times, maybe more with mods. Look at that, 1 extra revive kit. Yeah, see? So cool. Really neat. Okay. Oh man, are we even halfway done? Maybe not. What is all this? There is so much stuff to see. This is more cosmetics, kind of like the axes. This is all cosmetic. You know, you want some skin colors? Bam. You want some hair colors? Bam. You know, you want some new hats? All that is here. If you're brand new, I actually do not recommend that you buy these. What? How could you recommend not having fun? I know. You just don't get a ton of gold in the beginning. Right? You just don't. That's just the honest truth. Upgrading all the mods for your weapons and stuff, I think that takes priority over some Elvis-looking hair here. Yeah. But you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the hair is what this is what puts it over the edge for you. Like you gotta have the hair. But yeah, all this stuff makes your character look cool, and it's all in here. But again, I don't recommend buying this stuff. Maybe not for like a little bit. Maybe not until like you've gotten some upgrades, right, at the equipment terminal. But if you were, to get some cosmetics from the shop or elsewhere. Here's the wardrobe, right? This is where you play dress up Barbie. Right here. This is my Barbie. I love playing dress up Barbie personally. I know I just gave you that advice. Don't buy stuff. As you saw, I had a lot of stuff that I could still buy in the thing, right? If you look up here, this is why I don't spend a lot. So most of this, now I'll admit that I did buy the armor. I admit that. I did. But a lot of it I saved. Like I got these just by playing, right? And I'm not even showing any of this off, right? Because this helmet you actually get when you're like, I call this account level. So this is like your character level, and this is your account level. And there's actually there's an assignment at level 100 that allows you to unlock this hat. Pretty flash, right? Pretty cool. I think it fits the scout, so this is what I like to do. But yeah, you can change like all this stuff here. It's like maybe you wanna, rock some of these, and as you play, you will get these. So this is coming from someone who's spent most of his money just on gun mods and stuff like that, and like I have some, right? I mean, I've put like 500 hours, so that's probably the biggest reason why I have as many as I do, but you could certainly have more. Lots of fun beard options to choose from, and I have not unlocked them all at all. Nope, there are plenty more that I could be getting. So yeah. Oh, and then you even have like your victory moves, right? All these, you can unlock these as well. When you finish a mission, it's basically, look at me. This is a new one that I just go, oh, so strong. I like this one. I think this one's cool. So, all that stuff you pick here, right? Access wardrobe. Okay. What else can we talk about? So much stuff to talk about. So we got that. Mineral Trader. Now you will have to do an assignment over here, and there was a new person that I was playing with that was not happy about that. But yeah, there's going to be some sort of Mineral Trader assignment. Once you do it one time, though, you unlock it forever. Thank goodness. So yes, there is an assignment wall, but I think it's only 3 missions high. Hi. So it's not too bad. So once you do get access to this, again, by doing the assignment to get to it, you can trade minerals. So there's the overwhelming advice for new players is to not use this at all. I think that's generically yes. I think that is generically correct. I will say, do not, under any circumstance, ever sell your say these things at the top: Magnite, Bismol, Enor Pearl, and that is pronounced Jadis. Yes, confirmed, Jadis. Do not sell these ever, ever, ever. Do not sell these, especially when you're new. Really, when you're new, don't sell them. Do not sell these. If I said it enough, don't sell these. What you can do, though, and this is what other guides still say, no, don't do it. Well, I'm giving you the stamp of approval. If you really need to do it, you can. You can use credits. So when you find gold in the game, they will become credits. You can use credits to buy some of this. I would use it sparingly, though. That's the key word, sparingly. I'm not even going to say all things in moderation. Nope. It's going to be sparingly. This is like Thanksgiving dinner, once a year kind of thing. Like you want to do this very often. But if you're hurting for something like Enor pearls, like my friend, he started playing Driller, and I think his promotion needs Enor pearls. I think some of his weapon upgrades needed Enor pearls, and like no matter how many missions we were doing trying to find these on purpose, he always needed more. So it might be worth it to actually use some credits to get some Enor pearls. Now I know I would catch a lot of flack for recommending that a new player use this, but it's just the truth. Just sparingly. That's all I gotta say. And once you start getting some hours into this game, I don't think the deals are such a bad thing. Like in this example here, this is probably the most common mineral. Yeah, there is a lot of this mineral. I mean, there is a reason why I have more of it than anything. I often take these deals. I do. Sometimes the profits can be a lot higher than this. Like, I might not do this one. But, yeah, sometimes I will do this. I don't recommend this again, though, for new players, because you're typically selling a resource to get credits, and that's no good. You don't want to do that. Don't do that. So, again, sparingly use credits to buy resources if you absolutely have to. if you do need resources, right, and you're not trying to do that, you could alternatively, like, see on the left here, it says Jadis abundant and says Bismore scarce. If you do any of these missions in this biome, this environment, this hollow ball, you should see an abundant amount of Jadis in any of these missions, and then you'll see a little bit of Bismol. Let's do another one up here. Same thing, dude. How about this? Maybe you need some Cropa. Some Cropa? You need some Cropa? Bam! Abundant. It's abundant in all these, right here. You can get lots of Cropa if you play some of these. So you can absolutely do that over spending credits, because, like, the, you're not going to get bang for your buck out of this ever. This is not the stock market. This is not some, they try to, that's for funsies. But there's nothing cool here that you can do to get ahead. Like, you will always get the short straw by doing this. But it's kind of more of a, I don't want to use the word desperate, but, there will be some situations where this might make some sense. Okay, so hopefully I've talked about that enough. This is the seasonal terminal. So even this is still a little freshy fresh to me. This is new. When I first started playing, this was not here. But as a new player, I highly recommend that you pay attention to this. Take a look at this. Seasonal terminal, man. Right? You come out of your little spawn area. Seasonal terminal. Whoa! Look at all this flash. Look at all these pictures. Like, my eyes are just darting all around. When I first looked at this, and even when I look at it now, whew! There's a lot of things to look at here. Oh my goodness. It's like the coolest baseball card collection I've ever seen. Like, look at all this. It's crazy. Alright. So what is all this? Okay. So with the release of seasons, so we're in our first season, there are chances that in random missions, so you're doing a mission. You're doing this. You could see a season-related event. One is called the Prospector, and it's like this big robot that like flies around, and it spawns other little robots. You can kind of see the other little robot right here. That's actually the sabotage mission boss, that kind of diamond-looking thing right here. There's Molly. That's a good picture of Molly, your little robot friend that follows you around that you dump resources into. So there's going to be events. I don't know the name of the other event, but I'm terrible with these names, but there'll be a thing where you connect like a chain of beacons together, and you form like this green beam. It's like a hijack robot. He's like this little computer hacking guy. You'll see them. Ask people like, what is this? And/or I've never, say oh, I've never done this before. What is this? And someone should explain it to you. I always do when people ask, and I think that's kind of like the community, motto. You help other players, and it's super cool. I've almost never been in a situation where I didn't know how to do something and someone didn't tell me. If in the event that no one helps you or describes what's going on, just follow, just follow the leader and see what happens. But you're going to get these random events that can happen, and they're no big deal. They're generally pretty easy, especially if they're on like lower hazard level difficulties. But doing these seasonal things, right, is going to get you kind of like an additional. So, at the top left, right, it says it looks like a 16, and then scout, right, in the top left corner there. And then in the top right corner, you see that other little, what do they call that, a hexagon? You're learning things. That big blue thing with the number in the middle. So that's two different levels, right? On the left, you have like your class level, and on the right, you have your like account level. If you've ever played Diablo 3, oh, I know, I just said a dirty word. You had Paragon levels, which are basically infinite levels. That's what this is right here. I believe they're infinite. Well, now you got a third one, and it's kind of like a seasonal level. I think it goes up to 100, and then you can keep getting like credits or something if you surpass 100. But every time you level, so let me just bring it to the front. Every time you level, you're going to get you're getting a lot of things, but you can get this currency, yet another currency. There's a lot of currency in this, a lot of resources in this, but this is a currency. But you can also get some cosmetics. You can get some credits. Look at that. You can actually get resources. This is so cool. This is so cool. This is why I think this is important to beginners. Because you can get resources right here. This is it. Why is this important to beginners? Again, because you can get the resources. Get the credits. Get this. Look at that. Some Jadis. Some Enor Pearls. Oh, man. How cool is that? I didn't even claim this. Look at that. I'm getting some resources right now, fellas. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. And I was just playing, man. I was just playing. I wasn't even actively thinking. Oh, my goodness. Look at how many I have not claimed. Getting 100 Magnite, that's solid when you're new. That is solid. Getting this many credits when you're new, that's incredible. I never had this when I first started playing. You young kids. You know, oh, that's coming up next. So yeah, man, just come over here and just claim this, right? You play the game and you get these levels. Even if you don't do the events, you still get EXP towards this whole shebang here. Yeah, man, it's so cool. But what is this currency? What is scrip? Scrip? What do you do with scrip? Aha! Let's go to the cosmetic tree. Now, when you read cosmetic tree, you think it's a tree of cosmetics. Well, that is basically true. But, additionally, there are more resources. So, what? Hold on. Check this out. So when you start here, you got to spend 1 purple script, right? You see that there? Just above the little hat icon that he's, right? You see that 1 and the purple hexagon there? So you got to click this, and that will then open up a pathway to here, to here, to here, and to here. And like a tree in other MMOs or RPGs, you can follow it, right? So I put a point here, open this up, I put a point in this, which then opens up this, and it opens up that, and opens up this. Well, as you're going down the tree, look at that. You spend 1 script. Say it right. Script. You spend 1 script, and you get 50 Enor Pearl. Yo, that's great when you're new. That's a good chunk of pearls right there. That's mighty nice. And then you come over here, get a little weapon paint job. What's this? Followed by more resources. Just check it out, man. Look at how much resources you can potentially get just by playing. Just because it's season. This is because you're in a season. Oh, this is amazing, guys. It's amazing. It's amazing when you're new. So, and then you can, there's stances and more paint jobs and gun skins and all that cool stuff. But yeah, in short, seasonal terminal, super awesome. Just play the game. Try to do the events if you see them. And you will get free resources. Amazing. Okay. What else? The Forge. I'm going to come back to this. And I'm also going to come back to this. What is going on up here? Oh my goodness. The Abyss Bar. So you can buy beverages here. Yeah, these all sound like soda to me, right? Right? Oh, look at that. Seasoned moon. That must be like grape juice. So, these are all your juices and sodas. And they will, some of them give buffs. Some of them do fun things. Like, if you were to get this pots of gold apple juice, I think this is going to increase the amount of gold you harvest. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm actually going to be doing a guide on this. It's going to help me kind of remember what all of them do. But, what are these like? If you've played other games where you eat food and you get like some sort of passive buff, that's exactly what this is. You drink your juicy juice and you're gonna mine gold better. There's one that allows you to, like, you pickaxe through rock more easily. Things like this. There's a list. So I'm going to be making a guide as to what all of them do. When you're brand new, I wouldn't worry so much about getting this. This isn't like raiding in World of Warcraft where you have to have your consumables or else you're going to get kicked from the game. And none of that here. None of that here. This is very much a light passive, a light mod. It's not required by any means, but certain missions, people might, they might, you know, you can order around, and the first person who buys it, like if there's 4 people in the game, you'll see four cups of juice will pop up. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, really all I can say about that. I'm gonna have a guide on this very soon. This is like this is just like a mini game, I guess you could say. You know, you just kick barrels into this hoop, and you know, if your timing is good or bad like mine, you get more points. Oh, terrible! But you get the idea. You just kick barrels into this hoop, and you earn points. This is actually linked to an achievement. If you can get 3,000 points and 100 or less kicks, you'll get an achievement for that. Truth be told, you can kick other things into it. You may be able to, once your juice cup is empty, you can then throw it into here and get a point. There is some other... You know what? I'll just give you a little secret. I'm not actually going to do it, though, because I have no skill. But, see this wrench right here? You can actually kick that wrench all the way up there, and if you land it into there, you're going to see something cool pop up on that screen. And that's it. Alright, then the jukebox. This plays music. That's all it does. So I guess I'll just show that off. It's random, right? He's not always going to do the robot, but they do like fun dances. Yeah, that's all that is. This is another like information board. If other people were in your game, so like that would be you know, friend 1, friend 2, friend 3, so you got 4 of you total. And it's basically all the same room. Let me out. If you should fail a mission, and I've failed plenty, you will end up here, right? So, you know, losing a match is not the end of the world. You're not going to lose anything other than what you tried to earn during that specific mission. You're not going to lose your EXP, you're not going to lose levels, you're not going to lose web, you're going to lose nothing. The only thing you will lose is what you tried to get in that mission. So, no big deal. That's nice. I know some people really like to be punished. Go play Dark Souls. That's not here. This game is not mean. So yeah, when you die, you will end up here. I think there's a board, right? Here's my total times that oh, look at that, times passed out from Juicy Juice. That's interesting. So yeah, that's how many times I've died. So yeah, you're gonna die a lot, hundreds. So that's where you'll come out if you were to fail a mission. There's some times where you'll join a mission and the people have died in the mission, and as you're coming into the game, you didn't come in fast enough, so then you will just basically end up in here anyways. Yeah. Alright, so let's talk about the thing that I've been avoiding to talk about till the end, promotions. So I pointed out this a couple times. Top left, you have the class level, and the top right, you have your account level. Well, in this game, max class level is 25, and I actually have a guide on this as well, a promotions guide. So I'll try to talk about it briefly, but by doing missions, you get EXP, which increases your levels, right? And when you hit level 25, okay, you're going to come to the assignment board, and over here, so if my scout, if this number was 25, this would be as bright and as clickable as that. But this is what would illuminate right here, this promotion qualification scout. I would then click this. This would become my active assignment. And what are the promotion assignments like? They're just 4 missions. That's it. They're not crazy, they're not hard, and nope, none of that. There's nothing special about them. Just do 4 missions and they'll tell you which 4 to do. So, assuming you got to level 25, right? Assuming you went to your assignment board, assuming you accepted the assignment, and assuming you completed all 4 missions, you can then go to this place called the Memorial Hall. The Memorial Hall is pretty cool. So you come up here, and you gotta get off this thing quick. Come through here. Bum ba da bum. He's right. There is a sign somewhere that says don't run. So That's okay. You can run. As you play, like when you're brand new, I don't think there will be anything out here. But as you like play and rank up stuff, like more statues come out, and that's kind of cool. So you can kind of like build this up a little bit. But here it is, the promotions. So assuming you did all those things I was talking about before, you got 25, you did all your, you did all your missions, completed your assignment, you would see this yellow rectangle here that would say promote. And it's going to cost resources, those things that were up here, like your Jadis and your Bismore and your Enor pearls. Certain classes need certain things, but if you're doing them all, you're going to have them all, and it's also going to take credits. But yeah, you'll hit promote here, then there'll be another little pop-up over here, you go ahead and hit that, and then you'll get this cool text. If that wasn't descriptive enough, I do have the promotions guide, and I think it's a little shorter on time, so it should be a quick watch, I think. Yeah, and once you promote for the first time, it's gonna unleash some things. I'm not gonna call it end game, but yeah, it kind of gives you a little bit more stuff. You can start getting overclocks for your gun, right? The big mod that's really gonna affect how your gun operates, right? So you're gonna get overclocks now. You're gonna get access to these weekly assignments, and the weekly assignment I have active right now is something called a weekly core hunt. Blank cores, overclocks, cosmetic, what is all that? Oh my god, what is all that? I actually just put out a guide called a core/forge guide, if you want to check that out. But basically, cores, in their blank form, in their overclock form, or in their cosmetic form, are they're like currency. I'll call it that. They're tickets, they're money. You spend them to get stuff. So the overclock ones will give you the weapon mods. The cosmetic ones will give you beards, give you weapon skins, give you weapon colors, armor, all this stuff, right? So cosmetic, stuff that makes your dwarf look cool. And the overclocks again, right? That's the big weapon mod. And then the blank ones, if you do these things, if you do these events, so not just it's not the seasonal events, there's actually like regular events. I have an events guide too. Haha! Please check that out. But basically, randomly within a mission, there may be an event, and I believe there are 4, not including the seasonal ones. And like one of them is Ebonite Mutation. That's just an example. These rock guys come out, and you gotta whack them with your pickaxe, and you have to kill a certain amount, and that's all you have to do. And you're quote timed, but they give you a lot of time to do it. So you just gotta kill the rock guys, and then this little terminal, which I always call the keystone, even though it's technically called a core infuser, the little terminal thing will pop up, and you can use a blank matrix core within it to either get an overclock or a cosmetic. So yeah. Oh my goodness. So we're almost there, guys. Once you've promoted, you can actually use the forge, and this is all related to those cores that I've just talking about a second ago. And again, I have a forge guide, so you can hear me ramble on even more if you want to see a little bit more specific about the forge. But this is where you actually all of your cores and overclocks and things like this, all that stuff will end up here, and you can start forging those things so that, like, if it's an overclock, right, it'll end up in here. You unlock an overclock, it ends up in here. You forge it, quote, make it. So the forge is like your crafting station, right? In an MMO and RPG, this is your anvil. This is your crafting area. Once you craft your overclock, it will end up here, and like, oh look, that's the overclock I just crafted, and then you can select it. All right, so what's this last thing? This is deep dives. This unlocks after you've promoted a character for the first time, and only a promoted character can do these. So, if you promote every class, every character, there's only 4, if you promote each of the characters one time, you will have unlocked this for everyone and never have to worry about it again. But if you've only unlocked one character, let's just say it's the scout, that's the only character until you promote the other ones that can do deep dives. So let's say you've went ahead and leveled up your scout and you promoted him and you're ready to do some deep dives. So you come up to this board, and you got two choices. You have like the regular deep dives, which are fun, and then you have the elite deep dives, which make your eyes bleed. So you can only do these first, and once you complete your first deep dive, you then unlock the deep dive eye bleeders. Um, I don't know, that's a little too strong. These can either be incredibly hard to next to impossible, or they can be silly easy. Yep, sometimes they can. Sometimes you get a so blah blah blah. Let's just go back to let's just focus on the regular one. What this is and what this does. So you can technically run them as many times as you want, but once a week you can do a unique deep dive. Um, and it's a deep dive is really essentially it's just a series of missions. It's a 3-part mission. Um, the missions in some cases may be a little bit different than the missions you would do at that mission board. Just slightly different. Just a tweak here and there. But they're basically all the same. And you just do 3 in a row. And what's cool about this is you actually carry over. There is a resource called nitra. It's a red mineral, and you're going to be using that to resupply, to get ammo. And this red crystal called nitra can carry over. So if you do the first mission, let's just say it's a mineral mining mission, and you find like 400 nitra, you can actually carry that 400 nitra over into the second mission, and maybe in that second mission you don't find a lot, so you're glad that you got so much in the first to bring over into the second. So there's a little bit of like managing some resources with this, kinda, sorta. And then once you get to the third one, though, you can just blow it all because like you're not going any further than that. But yeah, you just it's a series of missions, and the first one that you complete, I think you get an overclock. Whether it's blank, a weapon one, or a cosmetic, I don't remember off the top of my head. But you're going to get 3 in total. Either I think it's like maybe one of each: a blank, a weapon, and a cosmetic. I don't know if it's in that order or not, but this difficulty right here, we talked about like has 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is somewhere between a 3 and a 3.5. Yeah, it's right in there. I think these are very doable. Once you've promoted for the first time, you will probably have a decent understanding of how to play the game at that point, so I do not think this will be too hard. But let's say that it is, because, anything new, I don't know about you guys, anything new for me is kind of difficult. It just is. Making a new recipe, or learning a new skill, or, I had to replace, like, the guts in the toilet for the first time, I remember, and, like, I was like, what? Anything new. It can be challenging. So I actually have a deep dive guide / gameplay video that you can watch if that would help you. You can just kind of see how they play out. So yeah, and you can join. Like these people need an engineer. These people need a gunner. These people need an engineer and a driller. So I could join this, and yeah, these guys. This is an elite deep dive. Same story, right? They need an engineer and a driller. It's very much the case that people want to do one of each class, and see how there's like this hexagon and then like this little silhouette of a dwarf or a person. That's an indicator that it's quote class locked. So they're basically saying like, you have to have one of each. So if you were to join this, you could not play as driller and you could not play as scout because someone else has already chosen it. But there are people who do not care about that, and they just make them open. So you could have 4 scouts, or 2 scouts, a gunner, and a driller, or 2 scouts, 2 driller, whatever the combination is. But yeah, there you go. So you can earn cores / overclocks / cosmetics from here and from here. You could actually do both. So you could get 3 from here, 3 from here, and then 3 from your assignment board. So every week you can earn, after you've promoted, you can earn 9 overclocks in total. I think that covers it, guys. You might be wondering, like, what is up here? what's over there? There is other places to explore. It's more so for funsies. There are achievements that are linked to these barrels. I have an achievements guide too if you're into unlocking achievements. I've gotten most of them, all but 3. Look at that, fun green barrel. You can do this. Shenanigans. It's kind of fun when you're like hanging out with your buddies and then like someone runs up here. And then people are like, yo, what's going on? Especially like when they're brand new, they're like, what is happening? Oh my goodness, where's the gravity? It's crazy. It's alright, it's silly. It's silly, it's fun. Yeah. If there are any questions, please, in the comments, reach out, say something. If you read any of my other responses to people, I don't bite. I'm typically, I handle the criticism well. I've gotten enough of that. I've gotten a lot of positivity, and it encourages me and it motivates me to keep doing more of these videos. If you're new and or if you're not and you're watching this and you're just like, dude, I'm getting stuck at this, or I don't know how to do this, or like this isn't making sense to me, please reach out. I'm gonna put my Discord. Add me. I will accept. Absolutely. I will talk to you for over an hour if you want about Deep Rock Galactic. I can text you if you're more comfortable doing that, or I can get on the microphone with you and do that as well. I will have my Steam on there. My Steam account is just chrisnagy, CHRISNAGY. It'll be in the description, so I don't need to spell all this crap out for you. But my Discord will be in there. Everything will be in there for you. You can look at my channel for other guide videos. I would click the videos tab, and then I name all the things pretty easy, like Deep Rock Galactic Scout Build Guide. That'll give you a build on the Scout. Deep Rock Galactic Resource Guide. That'll talk about all these minerals, where to find them, what's most rare, how to spend them, kind of, how you get more. Deep Rock Galactic Promotion Guide. Like I try to name them all pretty generically for you. Deep Rock Galactic Core Forge Guide. I think I kind of comboed that one. So if you're wanting to learn a little bit more about that, that's over here. Maybe your favorite class is the Gunner. I got a build for that, man. I talked for over an hour about the Gunner. I got one for the Engineer, the Driller, the Scout. I got one that talks about all the classes, just like a little bit more than what I did here today. So anything that you're looking for, I think I got it on the channel. And if I'm missing stuff, anything that you want to see, let me know. I will make it just for you. I don't care who you are. Just ask for it. Don't be shy. So, anyways, this is probably pretty long. I really appreciate it, and I hope this was helpful in helping you kind of navigate, where stuff is. And please stay tuned for more. Thanks.